Hey guys, it's Jen over at worldofjencraft.com, and this is our card for today. So this is card number 2 out of the 4 that my local card class will be creating in the month of November. And I thought I would go ahead and create a video showing you how we put each of these cards together. Let's get started with the supplies, and I will show you how I put this together. So I used the silver thread and the 1/8 of an inch silver ribbon. I'm just absolutely loving this stuff. And then I used a little bit of the Whisper White Baker's Twine as well. The Christmas Quilt stamp set is what I used for my sentiment for this particular card. And then I also used the Smitten Mitten and the Many Mittens, or you can purchase both of them. It's the Smitten Mitten Bundle. I used the Layering Circles framelits and the Cable Knit, I think, embossing folder. It looks like a sweater. And then lastly, I used some Cherry Cobbler ink. For my kit, I do have one that I have already pre-cut and ready to go. If you would like to hop over at my website, worldofjencraft.com, leave a comment in the post, and I will choose a winner for someone to receive this sent to you in the next couple of days. The supplies for the card are Whisper White cardstock, and that's a 4 1/4 by 11 scored or folded at 5 1/2 to create our card base. A 2 3/4 by 4 1/2 for the banner. You'll need a scrap to stamp and cut out your mittens, and a 1 7/8 inch circle. Cherry Cobbler is 4 by 5 1/4 and a 2 inch scalloped circle. So let's go ahead and I'm going to show you quick how I created the banner. It's not too difficult if I can get my paper trimmer out here the correct way. So what I did is I found the center of my 2 3/4 inch piece, which is 1 3/8. And then I'm just going to take my paper trimmer and I'm going to move this up to the just a 1/2 of an inch from the bottom. And then we're going to set that aside somewhere over here. And I'm going to cut just from the corner to the center of this. And then again from this corner to the center. And then you will have a perfectly centered banner. So just like that. So let's go ahead, and I'm going to do my stamping next. And you'll have to forgive my Cherry Cobbler ink pad needs to be re-inked, so it's not showing up as dark as it should. We'll see if we can get this to stamp out pretty decently. And so for this card, I kept it a little bit closer to the bottom of this point, but I think for our demo card today, I'm going to move it up just about a 1/4 of an inch. So it's centered a little bit better. So that's just going to go right there. That's not too bad. And let's get our mittens out, and we're going to stamp these, and then we'll cut them out with the Big Shot. See if I can get this to get some nice ink on here. Perfect. Yay! Okay, that turned out a lot better. And we'll get this one and perfect. Okay. Yay. Oh, I already said that. Oh, it's the little things that make me happy. So I'm going to move this aside, and let's grab out our Big Shot. And hopefully I can get these right. I don't know, for those of you who have the magnetic platform, sometimes if your plates are bowed just a little bit, your dies won't stick down exactly where you want them to. Sometimes they'll kind of jump and move around. And so what I found is, see, that just kind of moved on me. So I'm going to try and move this a little more to the center, and if I can get that to sit still for me. And that only happens, you know, like when I use my plates a lot going in the same direction at the same time. They have a tendency to bow a little bit, so I try to flip them around so it doesn't create that bow. So I think that one, I'm just going to go ahead. It keeps wanting to move on me. Might have to fast forward through this if I can't get it right. Let's see. Try one more time. All right, we're leaving it, and we're going to very carefully place this down so as not to move it. And then I'm going to keep my big shot out, but I'm going to use this other platform for my embossing. Now I did have someone ask me a question which plate this was. When you purchase your Big Shot through Stampin' Up, you receive this plate, and I took my sticker off of it. I don't know why, I just didn't like it on there. So you receive this plate, plus you receive these 2 plates, and then you receive another kind of plastic shim that goes along with it. Now for my embossing, I do use this one because the magnetic platform is a little bit thicker than this, so then when I go do my embossing, it doesn't all sandwich together the way it's supposed to. So I use this for all of my embossing, and I use a magnetic platform for all of my die cutting. So this embossing folder is a little bit thicker. It's one of the dynamic textured ones, and you only need 1 plate when using this. Both plates will not fit through it, so. All right, isn't that just absolutely beautiful? This was the very first embossing folder that I purchased when I got my kit a year ago. And it still remained one of my favorite ones, especially with the holiday cards and the holiday season that's upon us. So I'm gonna bring back, let's see where to go. Here's my card. And this is just going to get adhered to the front of our Whisper White. And that's just going to get put down here in the front. And you're embossing, because it's such a deep embossed paper, it will shrink up just a little bit going up and down. So I haven't seen too much of an issue with it. You know, this might be a little bit less of an edge than this because of it, but I don't think it affects the overall look of the card. So let's go ahead and we're going to stick our banner down. And that is just going to go up here in this corner, keeping it maybe about 1/4 of an inch from this top and then the left edge of it. And then we're going to take our thread, and I'm just going to wrap it around my fingers, maybe about 3 or 4 times, just to get a little bit of that. So that should probably be about right. And then I'm going to put this in the center here. And then I'm just going to run a little bit of adhesive on here and stick it down so then it's coming out from either side of our circle. I might actually put it kind of at an angle here. And I might cut this one off because it's kind of a little stray. If I can get it. It's such a fine thread, but I just think it adds a neat little extra touch to it. And then let's go ahead and adhere our Whisper White onto the Cherry Cobbler scalloped circle. And I like just that little tiny hint of scallop coming out from behind there. And then I'm going to take our Stampin' Dimensionals and put it on the back side of it. So just cut off a few of these. And I love how when you come to the very end of your Stampin' Dimensionals, you can use every last bit of it by cutting off of the edges like that. And then that's just going to go centered here on top of our string and kind of up towards the top part of our banner. So right about like that. In our mittens that we cut, I'm just going to take a little bit of a glue dot, and I'm going to, well, if it'll stick to it, there. And then those are just going to get kind of stuck together right here like so. And then we'll stick those on. And actually I lied. We are going to put a little adhesive here. I feel like I lie to you guys in every single video of mine. Oh man. I always have these all, you know, perfectly planned out, like exactly how I'm going to put the card together, and it never turns out exactly as I planned. I guess that's just the ad lib and keep you guys guessing, huh? What is she going to forget to do this video? So I just put a little bit of the baker's twine just to connect those, and then those are going to kind of come down here towards the bottom of our circle. And then lastly, we're going to create just a little tiny bow with our silver ribbon to kind of go up towards the top of them and hold it together, I guess. That's what it's supposed to look like. I just like adding little bows. I like ribbon. I don't know if I make very few cards without ribbon, so I guess that's my thing. If I can get this, you know, sometimes bows just don't cooperate with me. Let's try this one more time. Maybe if I stopped talking and actually paid attention to my bow, that would help. So let's get this here. And then I made this one kind of fairly small, so I'm just going to kind of keep pulling down here until I get the size that I want. I might go a little bit smaller. There, I think that one will work. I just need to leave it alone now. And then cut off the edges, little ends, like so, and that'll get a little glue dot. There. And what do I do with these? And then I'm going to put this little bow up here, so maybe it kind of looks like it's holding the string to the mittens. And that, oh man, I didn't even notice that. Look at that. Somehow or another I ended up getting some ink on there instead of just leaving the hearts, but you know what? It almost looks like it's supposed to be that way, you think? It's always an adventure when I'm putting cards together. So this is it. This is our card. I thought it turned out really sweet. I just love those little tiny mittens. So this is it, and I'll bring out the other one from yesterday and then the sneak peek from these that I'll come up with in the next few days is card number 3 and 4. Thank you guys so much for hanging out with me and taking the time to watch my video, and I really certainly appreciate all of the wonderful comments that you guys leave me. They do make my day, I promise. Some days, you know, I'll be honest with you, there's some days that making a video is a little bit more difficult than others, and then when I receive your amazing comments, it makes me want to continue doing what I'm doing. So thank you, thank you, thank you. I really appreciate it. worldofjencraft.com. I will have supply list and dimensions listed on that if you would like to check it out. Talk to you later. Have a wonderful day. Bye.